visit the godly person in his home. But most of those who came to visit were the ones he owed money. I mean, they actually wanted to ask for their debt, in a sense. They were talking among themselves about how they couldn't ask for their money back from someone on his deathbed. The godly person heard them. They were talking. He owed me this much, he owed me that much. Now, who will cover for this? How will it be? The godly person was grieved by the situation. He said, a scholar is passing away. You know how they say, the death of a scholar
Damn,
is the
here's
death
your
of the
money
world.
back.
It is something significant. He thought, instead of feeling sorry for losing a godly person, for the passing away of a friend of Allah, they are after their money. At that moment, a child passed by outside. He was a dessert maker and was selling hulwa. When the child passed by, he said to his disciple, call for the child. They called the child. He said, give everyone from your dessert. Then, the child handed out to everyone some dessert. Everyone ate it. Of course, all the dessert is finished. The boy was happy because he finished all the dessert. He didn't have to walk around trying to sell it. He thought he can go to his master with a full day's sale. He wanted the money from the godly person for the dessert. He said, there is no money. The child was surprised. What does it mean there is no money? Where is the money? I just handed out the dessert. Everyone ate it. The godly person said, there is no money, just go. When he said that, the child started to cry. On this time, the tradesman started to grumble. He has no money. On the way out, he took the money of the child as well. He did the same thing to us. After the boy started to cry, the men became enraged. Seeing them enraged, the boy slammed his tray to the ground and started, what am I going to say to my master? I've spent all my whole war. He'll ask me, what have you done to him? He will say to me this and that. The boy's wailing took the place down. Just then someone knocked on the door. They opened the door. Who is it? The godly person asked. Who is it? A man entered saying, a Muslim sent you his zakat. How much money does this godly person owe to all those people, including the dessert? 4,000 liras. He asked, how much money is there in the zakat? Is it 4,000? For instance, with today's currency, there are 4,000 liras. He said, give everyone their due. Pay for the child's money as well. He said to everyone, now leave. They said, what did we do? We disrespected the great godly person. When everyone felt embarrassed, the godly person said to them, so what is the wisdom of this? This money would come. It was predestined. This blessing would be granted to us by Allah, but its time had been postponed. There was some more time. When you started to talk about my debts, when you started to talk against me, just so you shouldn't gossip or backbite, this child came to my rescue. I bought this boy sweets. When I didn't pay, he started to cry. The cries of this child hastened the deliverance of this money. And it arrived just on time. I've given your money. Now, leave, and I'll take my leave of you. Just as this kid's cries brought the blessing of Allah forward, the acts of persecution result in bringing Allah's wrath forward in the same way. So these cries of the kids in Gaza today, the cries of the children, the cries of the martyred people will cause the wrath of Allah to come swiftly. The more they oppress people, the calamity will find them more quickly. And inshallah, soon we will all see that the state of Israel can no longer survive with the oppression they cause. As Allah said in the Holy Quran, He said that there was the first corruption, and there was the second corruption, and there is a third one. If you return to sin, we will return to punishment. There is Zionist corruption all over the world that the Israelites cause, and innocent civilians of Gaza pay the ultimate price. And I hope and firmly believe that very soon a great calamity will fall upon the state of Israel, and the state of Israel will come. Very soon.
Ready? No.
And it was San Diego, that's why. And the fans were holding up and they were waving them back and forth like they were at a musical concert. And it made for a very nice visual. John, did you see that? Just one of her own bat? Did you see that? Oh, what's that? You know, usually the Brewer game, you know, I think every once in a while you take a big cut, you slips out of your head. Oh, it was stuck, right? So into the netting. He couldn't get it out. They left it up there for several innings. Back. Some of the teammates are like throwing baseballs at it. Well, they don't have a mop, and you know, basketball, you have a mop, and the ball gets stuck in the rim. They have a mop, and they can put the stick from the mop up there. They don't have a mop. There's no mop in baseball.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Yeah, so they had to get a pole to have somebody climb up there. I'll repeat, the greatest thing I ever saw in a baseball game, I was covering this baseball pole, right? Yeah, the guy climbed the foul pole for Big X. They didn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. They were like, oh, let's wait for him to come down. You got to come down one way or another. You got to go down. And eventually, he climbed back down. And that was still not the greatest video I've seen this week. So that is the Dodger Bark in the Park. That video over the weekend, but it was a weekend, right? Bark in the Park, when they had all the dogs. It was really awesome. Everyone's holding up their dogs. It's like a scene from something they did. What they hold up their animals? That line, not like, but that kind of.
Ooh, scared. United Kingdom's Tony Blair says he never regrets helping Kosovo become a Muslim state, the opposite of Israel. Israel and Kosovo need to get along. Israel has a lot to learn from Kosovo. Kosovo celebrates 25-year anniversary of the withdrawal of Serbian forces after the NATO bombings. If NATO starts bombing, it's over. They'll be like, we're just waiting for NATO bombs right now. Unable to empty Kosovo of Albanians. Nice try. Today we celebrate the end of the war. Nikola Djokovic will be on the preliminary roster for Paris Olympics. Nuggets superstar. Nuggets superstar is on the roster for the upcoming Paris Olympics. So the Utah Jazz are in position to draft the next Serbian players. I want problems, always. I do not want peace. I want problems. The 16-man roster, that's quite a lot of guys. So Nikola on the bench. I am Ares, god of war. I am only entertained by war. I am a god of war. Born in March. It's Mars. It's a Martian. Another form of god of war. War. I love the Ottoman Empire. I love the Turks. It might be my favorite. If I could be reborn again, I would be a Turk. Yeah. We got a Fidel Castro fan in chat. I like Fidel Castro too, because he was we never got him. He was always elusive. We could trade all the other leaders we captured or went down the hard way quickly. Fidel, I mean, he died of old age. Is his brother still alive? Fidel Castro died in 2008. That's what this says. Nixon was okay. Nixon was still president when I was born, I think. That's my president. Richard Nixon. Man in the Moon question in chat. Nixon was vice president from 53 to 61. Those are some good damn years. Nixon was more than just a president. He was around, he was... No, actually, I'm a Gerald Ford baby. Excuse me. President Gerald Ford was my president when I was born. Nixon was my brother's president. My sister was born under Jimmy Carter. My wife was born under Ronald Reagan. I had this jersey since George W. Bush, my 76 jersey. Joseph Stalin, you have a lot to learn about exposing your thoughts. Joseph Stalin wouldn't, but Joseph Stalin would just cross your name off on a list. He wouldn't tell you what he thinks. The people who control the world are not 7 feet tall, but there's a lot of 7 feet tall people out there. Watch out. The Serbians have genetics of the monster giants. That's what the problem with the Serbians is. They're genetically superior. They're bigger. They're bigger than Americans. Like this, like these Denver Nugget players. Okay, they're so big we fear them. That's right. They have small, tiny brains. They don't. Steroids make them deaf. The Amish are not genetically gifted. The Amish are not genetically gifted enough to rule the world through merit. They rule through paper and pencil. I would take a regular kid from Alabama over an average Amish kid, even though they can grow up in a barn. They have all they grow up on a farm, and they still can't produce the athletes, bro. Where are these athletes coming out of the barns, bro? non-existent talent pool. There's fucking no talent. There's no talent. Amish people can't go, man. They can walk behind a plow real slow. Okay. Well, I don't see these. Let's see those Amish in the fucking Olympics. Let's take a look. Let's see who's on the Olympic team this year for the USOLYMPI team. Amish. So, barn raising, who can lift up the barn the fastest. It's all strategy, like everybody lift at the same exact time. Count down from 5. Slow night, 17 minutes. Let's check the stats. Very slow night. 62 views. If the moon is hollow, so what? It still does this. It still does the same thing it does as, you know, it has the same thing it does. And the moon's not gonna, no, I found out, and then like stop, and then oh, you see, I'm hollow. Okay, maybe the Earth is hollow. What do you? Now the Earth is listening to you. I just agree with the Earth, and then it turns the microphones off. It stops listening. Earth is round, like an egg. Although if it's like an egg, the bottom's not like the top, It's not shaped like a football. That would be. I've heard of a lot of stupid places you can get to from Earth, like Argartha, whatever you want to call your stupid fantasy lands. Okay. I don't care. You can call it. It doesn't matter what you call it. You just want to go to fantasy land. You found it. Okay. Shangri-La, whatever your fantasy land. Fantasyland is the worst part of Disneyland. Those are the slow rides for the short little children. Why would you can go to Adventureland or Tomorrowland or Toontown. Toontown is like a better version of Fantasyland. And I've been to Disneyland 25 times. Every year I got tired of going to Disneyland because there's not enough new shit, and the people I go with don't walk fast enough. Michael Jackson's Fantasyland. That's a Never Never Land Ranch. I never even saw Michael playing on it. He couldn't even go in his own backyard. When did Michael get Never Never Land Ranch? Let's look at that. In 1988, he got that property. Knott's Berry Farm's okay. I've only been there about 5 times. My cousin had a birthday party at Camp Snoopy, so I only once, I think I did the full birthday at Camp Snoopy. It's easy to have a birthday party and run away from it because I don't want to. Having everybody sit still at a birthday party is stupid. I don't care if it's your birthday. You walk slow. I don't want to be at Disneyland with you. Man, you have to be. It was a big party, a lot of people. You have to remember the Zionists wanted European to come to Israel. That's what they wanted. Joe Rogan, I don't listen to that guy. No, that's never gonna happen. He's got I know more than Joe Rogan. I don't listen to that fuck. I know more than Joe Rogan. I don't listen to that fuck. I walk around in army boots and I stomp on poop and I come home. What trees? You saw a tree? There's no trees in San Francisco. I'm enjoying Lawrence of Arabia last night. Any Lawrence of Arabia fans? Good guy. There's no rusted street lights from the people urinating on them here. I'm sorry. Things are kind of old. We have a lot of old things. There's very old, like fire hydrants. Good weather today. Let's check. San Francisco weather.
It's It's currently partly cloudy and 54 degrees.
54 degrees, guys. I'm freezing my ass off. Are you chilling? Are you chilling at 54 degrees? I'm gonna look at the weather app to see what the weather is around inland. I wouldn't raise a family here, but I came to San Francisco to play video games and have people cook for me. It's that simple. I don't want to cook. I want people to cook for me. The radio's talking to me.
Stanley Cup final, the Panthers beat the Oilers 4-1. 4-7 Rodriguez and 2 goals. Goalie Sergei Bobrovsky had 18 saves in net. For Edmonton, they were 0-4 with the power play, now 0-7 in the series. They're still waiting for Stars Connor McDavid on Draisaitl to score a goal. Florida beats the series 2-0. Game 3 will be in Edmonton on Thursday. NBA News UConn head coach Dan Hurley announced he's turned down a reported 6 years and $70 million to his next head coach, the Lakers. He's going to return to coach the Huskies in their attempt to win a third straight.
Bums don't like to walk uphill. You're right. There's uphill parts. You said upscale parts, but it's uphill. Our bums are 50, 60. We have old bums. Yeah, maybe there's a lot of younger bums down in LA. But even, let's just say we have a lot of old people up here. If you're a young bum, you're not going to be up here. Young people don't know how to be bums. They'd rather live with each other. Two men would rather live with each other nowadays than people my age who wouldn't be caught living with anything but, a love interest. You can't hang out, sleep on my floor, man, because I don't love you like that, But now kids today, they're like, island boys, man. Slow show tonight, just one of my slowest shows. 93 views in 30 minutes. I'm gonna thank my audience for coming in and watch. I'll see you next time. Final comments, you got about 10 seconds.